Shalom, guys. This is Onieh, and we are once again here today to practice some Hebrew together. So let's get right into it. Occasionally, uh, I have some people come on, usually every session, and sometimes we talk about random stuff before we start. So sometimes we get delayed uh, in starting the Hebrew class. So my apologies for anyone who is watching, say on YouTube, who waits for us to start. But yeah, so we're going to do today. We're going to review some stuff we talked about last Thursday, and then we will review some of the information we have in the uh, PDF file that I have for you guys. So let me share the screen. Let's see. Okay. Shit. I think my Zoom is gone. Okay. I thought for a second the Zoom completely disappeared because I didn't see any thing for Zoom anymore. But looks like I'm still here. So apologies about that. So we're going to review what we talked about last Thursday for verbs. And so that's going to be, I forget what page, what was it? I think maybe 160. I think it was 160. It says page 113, but I think it's 160. Section 40, let's see. Might take a little bit of time to load it. This PDF file, it takes a little bit slow to load. Yeah, there we go. I remembered. So the main thing I want to review from last Thursday is vocabulary. But Steve was asking about something the other earlier today about where I said I would look into it further. I wasn't quite sure what he was talking about, but here's this right here where it says PL and Puel and Hefil and Hofel. I need to look into that more. Steve, you got your camera on. I think you usually don't want your camera on. Yeah. So, I mean, that looks like a very nice nose. All right, so we're going to basically be adding vocabulary, such as it's basically verbs from here. So we've got we've got the verb for kill. We have, let's see, yeah, so this is a bunch of verbs right here. So we're going to add all these verbs. What I'm going to do is, let's see. Stop sharing for a second. Okay, let me share again. All right, so what I'm doing is you won't be able to see my document at the moment, but I'm going to be typing in this document the vocabulary words in particular that we're reviewing. I'm going to put it in a section for verbs. So let me just add that section. Okay, verbs. All right, and then yeah. So our first, actually, maybe I'll share with the document instead. I'll share what I'm doing with the document file. All right, so what we've got is the first word is katal or katil. Sorry. That means to kill. So let's see. Um, Katil. Translation to, let's see, translation, kill. All right. Then we got another verb that's to give. That means give, not nothing. Corresponds with Nathan. Nothing. Come on. Okay, nothing. So give. Then sit is yachev or ichev. Ichev. That means to sit. Then we have achil. Achil. And it means eat. Did I do capitals for these other ones? Yeah, they're all capitals. So hold on a second. Yeah. All right, and then we have, let's see, what are some other words? Okay, rahid, rahij. or let's see, Rahij. How would I correspond this? I guess I'll do that. And then okay, that means wash. And okay, this is sock. Um, sock. Sock. Okay. The original was probably just without a wa. So that means pour. And then mash. It means we pronounced mache. Matcha. It's the same root as Messiah, so it means anoint. The original form, however, based on my studies, is is either B or P. I'll say B. Let's see. Which sounds closer to M? Yeah. So instead of, so it would be like like it basically becomes Basha, 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 and then it becomes an M. So, but the original, from what I can see, is Bashish or Bachish. So let's do, let's see what the original might be. Where's an example here? And I guess I guess I don't have it like that. Oh, so I see what I have. I say I have correspondence and then the original. Okay, whoops, this is really big. Okay, this would probably be Sahik. So The and then this would originally be Basha and Bash. Basically, the reason for this is in Akkadian, we have the word for anoint is pashish. And for my studies, that's the original, word anoint, and then it got changed. The spelling got changed over time. But yeah, so that's how it is in biblical Hebrew. Masha, that's anoint, and originally bashish. Dip, tabil. Oops. That, like I said, it means dip. Efik. Actually, it's epic. That means turn. And Sachid, Sachid, Sachid. And that means sustain. Then we have labin. Means see. Build bricks. Or let's say bricking. Because do we have a Wiktionary? Yeah. Bricking is probably a verb, I bet. If we were to look it up, I bet it can also be used as a verb. So let's see. Brick. Probably a verb. Nope, it's actually not a verb. Okay. At least not according to Wiktionary. Oh, wait, yeah, it is. Wait, why? Yeah, it's a verb right here. To build with bricks, to make into bricks. So let's take a look at some quotes. Yeah, so a few yards are usually sunk and bricked before the engine. And the plant, which is here described for bricking, fine ores, and flue dust, was designed. Okay, so and apparently a sling in English is to hit someone or something with a brick. Oh yeah, so as a verb, it means brick. Now it also, according to the text, of the PDF. It also comes related to the word for brick, which is labene. Now the word for salt is male, and it also means to season salt. So it means the word salt, and it means to season salt, season with salt, or to salt something. So male, that means salting. And see, chabar or chaber. Oh man. What? 12. Okay. Chaber. And that means to purchase grain. Um, There's probably a better way to define that verb than to purchase grain, but well, I'll have to look that up. Uh, okay, so this is. Wait a minute, what's going on? All these are on the left. So why did it start getting in the middle? Oh, I know. Okay. I must have accidentally clicked center. Okay, Eyal, Echel. Right, doesn't. Kechil, Kechil. That's tempting. And then we have the adjective verbs. So it's kabid, kabid, and that is be heavy. Being heavy. Kiaten. And it means being small. Okay. Then we have chame or no, chama. Chama means to hear or listen. I'll just capitalize these. All right. Next, we've got, oh yeah, here. Then we have chakin, chakin, and that means to inhabit. And okay. Hapij means desire, desiring. Okay, then we got nabil. That means wither. A mill. A mill. And that means weary. Wearying. How do you spell wearying? Weary. I don't know. For some reason that looks wrong. Oh, I guess that's how you spell it. So, and then we have map. Oh yeah, it's actually the original is Mavith. Mavith means dying. No, let's just say die. And then desolate, or stupefied. I have to see which one makes more sense as a definition. They're listing both. Shaman, desolate, desolated. Then we have Hizak or Hazik. Zik. Be being strong. Then Sachel is ask. Let's see how long, how many pages? Okay. So we have Gadil. No, I won't do that one. Okay. Whoops. Got to be 20 font. I do the bigger font for the Hebrew. 20 versus regular Times New Roman is oh, come on. Regular Times New Roman is 12. Looks like I have the Hebrew ones centered. So era, era. And that means fearing. Okay, and then the kehiv, that's loving. And hate is chana. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, so pretty much. Okay. Okay. Then we have silent, which is wait, plow. Oh yeah, this can also be silent and plow. So harish. Let's see. Harish. And it could be plow slash silent. Plowing slash silencing. Or slash or being silent. Or maybe silencing. So what's interesting with this harish, there's some variants where the Masoretic is translated as the one, and then the Septuagint translates it as silent instead of plow. So that's interesting. Okay, so good is wait, okay. Original is tabiv. Tabiv means being good. And ra comes from raga. Raga. Being evil or being bad. Gadil, being great. Oh yeah, wow, there's a bunch of words here. Okay, hi. So gabe. So see, Melissa, you got lots of vocabulary words. Don't complain now. Gabe. Being A-N. Chapil. It's related to the word for fall, like nafil, which means to fall. To be low is chapil or chap. Dal, originally from Dalil. Means being weak. And then Kal, originally from Khalil. And it means being light. Rahik. That means being far or distant. Kyariv or Kyariv. That's being near. Nagish. Approach. Approaching. Let's see here. Cling is Davik. Cling. To her. To her. It means being pure. And Tamet or Tamat, it means being impure. And Mala, it means being full. Now we go to mental states. Okay, we did love already, desire, hate, fear. Okay, here's one for dread. And that's eager. So, dreading. Horrid is tremble. Trembling. Interestingly, it's similar to the word English word horrid. Horrid. You almost wonder if they're related. It could just be coincidence, though. Comes from Latin. Horridus. And it's just a coincidence because in Latin it comes from hor or horia and from the ending idus. So it's kind of cool that the correspondence is so close just by coincidence. So you could probably even translate. So they say it means tremble. So horrid is not quite the same as tremble, right? But it's a very similar meaning. Pahid. Right, yeah, pahid. Also means trembling. They say tremble. Um, we'll put question marks because obviously they don't both mean trembling. One has to mean trembling in one sense, and the other must mean it in a different sense. This is chak he. That means forget. Labish means clothe. Okay, chaba. Apparently that means sated, sate, and this to be sated. Uh, so being sated. I mean, it can also mean to swear or to make an oath. I believe. Yeah. Okay. All right, and then rah, Rayev. Rayev is being hungry, and okay, this is Jamat. That's being thirsty. Okay, Ishen or Ichen is sleeping, and then let's see. Okay, so this is Chakir. That means lying down. Chakil. Being childless. Uh, being able can being able lamed learn okay. It looks like we've got all their vocabulary. Well, I mean, here's another one. Daber means to speak. Um, let's see. I think we're close to finishing this vocabulary. There's not too many more. Like I don't really see any vocabulary on these pages. So I mean, there's plenty of other verbs, obviously, in the Hebrew, but I'm just looking at the verbs they were providing as examples in this chapter of the book, the grammar book, and I think I wrote down pretty much all of them. Yeah, so I'll now I'm gonna go just full scale. Oops. So now let me pull up that file. All right. We'll just do some quick review, and then we're gonna end it. So not too much longer, guys. First, we need to go over the alphabet again. Just not the whole alphabet, of course, but the next two letters. Now, remember, we're doing Paleo Hebrew, so G and D. Okay, and let's see here. Okay, so we've got this here. Let's try to shorten this to 16 font. Let's see if that makes a difference. 16 seems better for Paleo to line it up, but okay. So for now, we've got, so the first letter of the English alphabet is A. It comes from the Greek letter alpha, and the Greek letter alpha comes from the Hebrew letter aleph. And the Hebrew letter aleph comes from the Paleo Hebrew letter, and it looks just like an A. I'm sorry, the Greek alphabet comes from the Paleo Hebrew, by the way, not from this. But now this is the later script of the Aramaic, and Hebrew adopted that script after the Babylonian exile. So the regular Hebrew of scriptures are written in the Aramaic scripts, even though originally Hebrew was written in the Paleo-Hebrew. Second letter is B, same as in English, same as in Hebrew. So B, remember, can be both the sounds B and V. B if it's the beginning of a syllable, V if it's the end of a syllable. Third letter is G, just like the same as English. The third letter is C in English, but the letter C in English actually comes from the letter G. And that's because the sound of G and C are very similar. So you have doctor versus doctor, doctor. See how they sound like identical? So that's the confusion. Over time, G becomes the letter K, or the sound K, doctor, but it's written as a C, but it's being pronounced as if it's a K, because K and G in many places sound the same. So, like, if you're saying someone's cool and you say, you're cool, if you say it quickly, you're cool, like it can sound like a K. Cool. And let's see, logs versus logs. So that's why the letter C actually comes from G, and that's why the third letter of Hebrew is G. And then the English letter G just is like a doublet. It just because C changed its sound from a G to a K sound, they had to add the letter G to provide the G sound. And D, of course, the same as in English. It even looks like a D in Paleo-Hebrew. It's like you see, by the way, it's the capital letters that come from the Hebrew, not the lowercase letters. Lowercase letters is a different phenomenon, but capitals look very close. If you take a look, like capital A looks like a Paleo-Hebrew aleph sideways. Now for B, it does look like a lowercase b, but it's upside down. And then C looks just like the G in Hebrew. It's just C is curved, whereas G is straight lines instead in Hebrew. And then D, you look at D, it looks identical to the Paleo-Hebrew, except once again, the English letter is curved, whereas the Paleo-Hebrew letter is straight lines, kind of like a triangle instead. But it's shaped in the same shape of a D. So that's what we've got for the first four letters of the alphabet. And again, D, same pronunciation as English D. G is the same pronunciation as English G. The A letter, of course, has the A sound as an apple, and it can have the KH sound when it begins, when it precedes a vowel letter or a vowel sound. And then B, like I said, it can be both the same sound in English, B, but it can also have the V sound, just like in Hebrew, biblical Hebrew, where it doubles as both B or V, depending. So you've heard people say Abraham, but you've also heard people say Avraham, and that's because the V is a valid pronunciation of the letter B. And in fact, interestingly enough, in Akkadian, B, P, V, and F are all the same letter, or the same few letters, like the letter for let's use an unknown character. Let's just say question mark stands for the letter, okay? So question mark A can equal pa and ba and fa and va. And QI can equal PI, BI, FI, VI, etc. So like I said, in Akkadian, P, B, F, and V are all part of the same letter. But in Biblical Hebrew, B and P are distinguished, and V is associated with B, whereas F is associated with Pe. This letter way over here near the end of the alphabet. Now I will go over some of these vocabulary and then we'll end it here. So, all right, these are noun forms, so I'll skip that. And verb forms, skipping that for now. All right, so numerals. Ahid, it's one masculine. Number one, it's a masculine form. Ahid, original is either ahid or adith. And it means one, and it's the feminine version. Because the feminine, a word becomes feminine if it adds tav at the end, or hey. In later Biblical Hebrew, it's a hey, but in original Hebrew, it's a tav that makes it a feminine word. So ahed is one, you add tav at the end, that makes it feminine one. And for two, oh no, this is also for one. It's the older form for one, and that's ashti, originally from ashten, masculine form of one, and then also ashti in standard Biblical Hebrew, but originally it was ashtin. Or I should ashtin. Ashtin. Oh, let's see. Ashti, ashtin. Ashtin. Okay, and then chin, originally chanin, is two, the masculine form. Now I'm saying masculine because that's the masculine form, but masculine, no, I'm sorry, never mind. That applies for three and on, so my bad. So chinth, originally chanith, it's feminine version of two. Now we go to three, and that's chalish, it's the feminine version. And numbers 3 through 10, the gender of the number is the opposite of the gender of the noun it's counting. So if there's 3 dogs, it would be chalchith or chalcha, and that's the feminine ending for masculine dogs, plural. Kalavim. It's related to the name Caleb, which is the word for dog. So then we have Arva or Alba. That's the feminine version of 4. And see, Abgith, masculine version of 4. Hamish, feminine version of 5. Hamchith, Hamcha, originally Hamchith, masculine version of 5. And then Chish, originally Chadish, that's the feminine version of 6. And Chisha, originally Chadchith, masculine version of 6. Chaba, feminine version of 7. And Chalgith, let's see, Chav, instead of a B, I'll have it as a V. Chalgith, masculine of 7. Chamna, feminine version of 8. And Chamna, originally Chamnith, masculine version of 8. And Vacha, feminine version of 9. And Vashkith is masculine version of 9. Usher, feminine version of 10. Ushra, originally Ushrith. Wait, let's see. No. Okay, Utcher, originally Utra, no, Utra, originally Utrith. It's the masculine version of 10. And then Macha, originally Machith, is 100. And Aleph, I argue, based on Akkadian, that the original, instead of Aleph, is actually Lamin. Steve, you're saying no. What's no to 1,000? Basically, what happens between Akkadian and Hebrew is certain spelling, like certain words, are spelled with a P or B in one language, a P/F or B/V in Hebrew in one language, and in the other it's spelled with an M. To give you an example from later times, the Hebrew Bible, Old Testament, we have Nimrod, but the Septuagint, the Greek, has Nimrod. Nimrod. And this is because Nimrod is pronounced as Nimrod, MB, and then becomes Nimrod over time like that. So there's a similar process, but it can go in reverse. It can start off as a B and become an M. So what we have is the word for anoint, an oil in Hebrew is masha, and in Akkadian it's pashish. Now, if you correspond the final part with it's masha versus pasha, or basha. Masha, basha. They sound similar. Masha, masha. Masha, basha. So that's how it changed over time for the word for Messiah and anoint. And for 1,000, we have Aleph, or Aleph, Aleph, Alam versus Aleph, Alam, 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 Alam. Just like we have Masha, Basha, 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 we have Alam, Alam, Alim, Alib. So, and then of course, Hebrew sometimes adds Aleph, whereas in Akkadian, the Aleph is not there. So that's why we have it as Lamed Mem instead of Aleph Lamed Mem. So in Akkadian, it's Lamed Mem, and my understanding of two-letter words is that they come from a root that's 3 letters, where the second letter is doubled twice. So that's why I have Lamim. Like I said, if you were to closely approximate the form it takes in Biblical Hebrew, you'd have Alim versus Alim. Okay, and then we have Rava, which is 10,000. See here. Okay. Then for I should mark. Okay, this is numerals. Whoops. Okay. And then okay, pronouns. So we have Anki is I, and then it later becomes Ani, also I. Anhinu or Aninu is we. Anu is also we. It's Atha in Biblical Hebrew, but it comes from Antha. Singular U masculine. Singular U feminine is spelled Ath, but it's actually Anth originally. And probably originally it was Anthi with a yod at the end, Anthi. Basing this on such as Akkadian and parallel forms in Hebrew for other grammatical forms which have the singular U feminine with a yod. So Atham, it's really originally Antham, and then comes even more originally Antham. Plural U masculine. Plural U feminine is in Biblical Hebrew, Athen, originally Anthen, coming from just Anthem. And then Hua, originally Tua, he, and she is Aya, originally Chia. And they, masculine, is M, originally Chan. And N is feminine they, originally Chin. And we got roles for people. And that's Av, his father, comes from Aviv. Am, his mother, comes from Amim. Bin is son, it comes from Banin. Binth becomes Bath, but that's originally from Banith, means daughter. Brother is Ah from Aheh. or yeah, it could also be kih, like kih and kih, kih. But for now, we'll just say ah. Oops, hold on. All right. We have Ahaf, originally from Ahith, means sister. Young man, Ulim. Young woman, Ulma, originally Ulmith. Malek means king in Hebrew, originally meant prince in the original Hebrew. And Malka, originally Malkith, means queen in Hebrew, originally meant princess. Aish means man, and Acha, originally Achith, means woman. Dav, originally Dabiv, is bear. Zachev means wolf. Yana means dove, originally Yanith. Rahil means ewe, as in EWE, the animal. Namla means ant, originally from Namlith. B is Dabra, originally Dabrith. Camel is Gamo, and oxen is Bakr. And for nature, we have river, Neher. Sea, we have Im, originally from Imim. Excuse me, Imim. Water is Miim. Land, Arish. Shol, Chachil. So hold on. Chahol, originally, or Chahal, originally Chachil. Chahal, originally Chachil. Okay, and then Abin is stone. Shamish, sun. Ar, originally Arur, light. Napish, soul. Rawa, originally Racha, spirit or wind. Limbs, we have Eid, originally from Edid, hand. Kaf, originally from Kapif, palm. And Eman, or yad. It means right hand. And yeah, so those are the that's the vocabulary. Maybe I'll just give it one more time. The verbs. So we've got kill, katil, and give is nothing. Ishiv, sit. Akil, eat. Rahij, wash. Sakik, pour. Matcha, originally from bachish, anoint. Tabil, dip. Epic, turn. Sarid, sustain. Labin, bricking. Male, salting. Chaber, purchasing grain. Kehel, tenting. Kabid, being heavy. Katin, being small. Chama, here. Chakin, inhabit. Hapij, desiring. Nabil, wither. Amil, wearying. Ma, originally from Madith, die. Chamim, originally, Chamim is desolating. Hazik, being strong. Sahil is ask. Ira, fearing. Kehiv, loving. Chana, hating. Harish is either plowing or silencing, depending on context. Tav, originally from Tabiv, being good. Ra, originally from Raja, being bad. Gadil means being great. Gabe, wait, okay. I think it's this. Yeah. Gaba is being high. Chafil or Chapil is being low. Dal, originally Dalil, being weak. Kal, originally Khalil, being light. Rahik is being far. Karib, being near. Nagish, approaching. Okay, and then Dabik, cling. Teher, being pure. Tama, being impure. Mala, being full. Eager, dreading. A different type of, no, trembling is harid. A different type of trembling is pahid. Chaka is forget. Labish is clothe. Chaba is being sated or making an oath or oathing. Ragiv is being hungry. Jama, being thirsty. Ichen, sleeping. Chakiv, lying down. Chakil, being childless. Ikil, being able. Lamed, learn. And daber, speak. So those are the vocabulary words for tonight, and that's pretty much the practice for today. So do you guys have any final things you want to say or questions to ask before we end this lesson? Please feel free to say anything. If not, we will end. Okay, looks like no one's got the questions, so thank you once again for listening in, and we'll see you Thursday for some more lesson on how Hebrew verbs work. God bless you guys.